Here we are again with our Brave Conversations, girlfriends. I'm so glad you're here because Donita and I are just going to sit and chat a little bit in my car studio. And of course, we're not driving. We are being safe. And we're part because we're going to go work out in a minute.
We are.
We're part of a, I don't know. I think we're pretty brave. It's hot today.
It's very hot. It's like Florida hot. I was like, oh, this is unpleasant. No.
Yeah, so I'm all ready to work out, and oh my gosh, we're being brave. We've worked out in 32-degree weather because we work out outside, and we've got a group of girls, and we're being brave and getting in shape and all that kind of good stuff.
As my son says, we work out under a tree. Why are you always under a tree, Mom, when you work out? Because that's where we work out, literally under a tree. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, and so we've got our sunglasses. It's really bright today in Seattle. But you know what? I wanted to talk with you, Donita, because you are one of our contributors in our upcoming field guide called Celebrating Being Everyday Brave. And this issue is about navigating change. And so we are going to talk a little bit about navigating change in the, you're featured in the section around emotions and the feelings and all those good things. And I absolutely love especially one of the pieces that you've got because it just really hit a chord with me.
Yay.
Yay.
I love that, when you do something and it works.
Yes, yeah. So, and that is what you do as well. And so what I am really loving about this guide is that there's practical steps that you are bringing to the table that a woman can just go, in 10 minutes. And then you've got a daily tracker of your emotions. And so let's talk a little bit about that because you talk a little bit about the vibrations of emotions and the feelings, and then you give us an action plan, an example, and what our takeaway should be.
Right. You are calling it a magazine, right?
Yeah, it's a digital magazine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
For that, I wanted to focus on the ability to recognize that how strong and important emotions are, and that we really do have control over them when we want to have control over them. So if you will just take a minute to check in with yourself, because you don't have to solve that emotion right there, but you can raise your vibration to get to the point where you can go home and think about that for a minute, or not if you don't want to. I was thinking about something. I was thinking about how you go somewhere fun, like you're going to a concert, or you're going on a trip, or you're going out with girlfriends, or you're going to go see your grandkids, whatever. You already know it's going to be fun, and your anticipation is that it will be fun. So your emotions are heightened. Your vibe is heightened because you're like, oh, I'm going to be happy. It's going to be fun. It's exciting. There might be a surprise in there. And I was thinking about that. Even if something less than comes along, we tend to tuck it away because we've already accepted that this trip is going to be fun.
Okay.
And so when things happen, like your luggage gets lost or rain cancels something, whatever it is, something that happens, you still are in that high vibration, you're in that high emotion, you're in that happy kind of spot, and you've made up your mind that I pay for this or whatever, and so I'm going to do it from a good place. And
so that's kind of like when you're talking to or other people or you or whoever, when you're talking about bringing that vibration up.
Yes. So you're making a choice. You can sit and be super sad that your luggage got lost and focus on that and be down and not feel happy and not feel good. Or you can just be like, oh, well, we can run by the store. I'll be fine. Because it's choice, right? You have this choice.
Oh, that's really interesting. So you're making me think about something about even like whether you're a woman in business or, whatever it is. Maybe you're doing a social post. If you start out something first of all, coming into it with a little bit of having that expectancy, and then, but also portraying that of that person's like, hey, we're here. This is a field guide. You're going to get some answers. You're going to be able to walk through that change, whether you're in the midst of the story or you're out of the story, but you've still got some feelings. If you could work with it from that different space.
And also it's not that you're just like ignoring it or sticking your head in the sand. It's to be dealt with later on your terms, in your mind, in the vibration that you want to, in the emotion that you want to. You might be really frustrated that they lost your suitcase. You might be there might be something really special in there, but we want to take the right time to address that, and throwing a fit to the customer service agent who doesn't know where your bag isn't going to help at that moment. But if you compose yourself and you say, all right, I'm going to settle this in the moment. when my emotions are under control and they're in a place where I'm in control. And that's that 80% of the time that you try to hit in the vibrations. The 20% of the time is when you sit and you try and sort it out. But you can't ignore it or bury it, but you can address it in a way that it works for you. Because I think
I like that.
I think any brave woman would tell you that wallowing does nothing but bring more wallowing. You have to find the lesson, get in and get out. It's like a mission. Get in, get the lesson, get out. Because otherwise it just, the be brave women part is being brave and not staying in. It's easy to stay in the lower vibration, right? You get a lot of, oh, I'm so sorry. What can I do for you? And while that feels good at the moment, long term, that's not awesome.
No.
And it starts has a physical effect on your body.
Right. So, whoops, we lost it. Oh, and she's got her grandbabies.
Of course.
Oh my gosh, it's so
course.
sweet. She's got lots of little grandbabies.
Yes, I have 3 and 2 on the way.
Oh my goodness.
So.
And okay, so let's just take a moment here. So you've been navigating some change yourself.
Lots of changes.
You have 3 grandbabies like all of a sudden.
Yes, I have Charlie, who's almost 2, and then the twins are 6 months and crawling and pulling up on stuff. I mean, they're going to be running soon. And then 2 due in December, not twins. Both of my son's wives are pregnant. So.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So many things.
And you have your lovely, beautiful granddaughter.
I do. I know lots of changes in this, season of life, if you will.
That reminded me too, as like we were talking about action plans. And I was thinking about that. You know how when you grow up, like when you're little, you have like a dream book. You think what your house is going to be like, what your partner might look like, where you're going to go to school, like what you're going to do. And then we're like, we'll get our kids through school. If you choose to have kids, we'll get our kids through college. And then you have 0 plans between 50 and 70. No wonder we fall apart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no energy to it. There's no vibe. There's no nothing. It's like, oh, everybody left. What am I going to do now? Even if you have a full-on entrepreneurship, everything shifts.
Yes. I will. Okay, I have been feeling that. Okay, anybody else out there in that stage where, okay, maybe you're going into retirement.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're supposed to be excited about traveling, but well, maybe you don't have the funds or the health or whatever, or maybe it's just not what you thought it was going to be like.
Exactly. And that's that 20-year span, because usually after 70 we have planned. I think I'll probably live. I want to live to my 90th birthday, my 100th birthday, my 108th birthday, whatever. Or I plan to retire in this area and this thing, or, you might not be clear on retirement yet, but you kind of have a general direction, right? But that 20 years in there is just this floppy years. And for men, they call it a midlife crisis. Yeah. For women, they call us too emotional. Okay. So girls, we're going to get our emotions working for us and get into that higher vibe. And I really like that. It's like, no matter what is happening, what kind of change we're navigating through, whether it's divorce or taking care of our parents now, or empty nester, or all those different things, menopause. Yeah.
What if you came into it with, and maybe not necessarily, I'm not even talking about it like a different perspective or thought process, but a higher energy.
Yeah.
Before you started dealing with the actual issues.
Right. And just take our word. Yes, take our word for it. Staying in the lower one does not work. So if you choose to go up in the higher one, you're already starting in a higher place. And I think if you look through like Oprah and, Mel Robbins and, all the Ellen, all the people who have a strong voice for women, they start from a really positive place. They'll tell you the lower part, but they'll just give you the deets and then they'll move right back up.
Oh, so this is kind of interesting. So Mel Robbins, I saw a reel the other day, and a girl was walking through her one of her talks. Well, the first thing she did was she brought everybody up.
Yeah.
She goes, okay, everybody, clap. We're going to have some fun today.
Let's get the energy going. Let's get that vibe up.
And then she laughed at herself about something just personal, I can't even remember what it was. And then she said what they were going to receive.
Yeah.
And what they were going to get out of this. Yeah. So what are they going to get out of this?
Their expectation in a great place and a great emotion.
So as these women walk through this worksheet that it's going to be featured, what should they expect out of it?
I think to realize that you do have some control, even though you feel like at this point in life you really don't. You do. And it's choices, and it is if you want to spend some time in the lower vibration, get your phone out and set a timer for 5 minutes and cry. Crying is really good for you. Like, it releases a lot of good hormones, a lot of good things. I mean, not all day, every day, but for a release, that's great. So set a timer for 5 minutes and sort through those. And when you read this part of the article, it gives you kind of an example, and then a way to work through the example, and then a takeaway. And I think that starts with practice. And I just wanted people to start with this pattern of being able to go positive first, and then it's like a sandwich: positive, negative, positive. You've got to address the negative because it's there, right, and it's balanced, and you have to be balanced, but no wallowing. You get out. Like, it's a mission.
No wallowing. No wallowing. No wallowing here, brave girlfriends.
No, none.
We're starting a revolution of brave, and we're going to start with these little action steps, and I love it. We're going to raise the vibration, really, come into addressing things and our lives in a different way. And I love that there's a daily little tracker that they're going to be able to put into practice. You'll be able to print it off. It's a digital magazine that will be launching on July 24th, and we are just gonna have some fun.
It's beautiful too. It's like Karen has done everything Karen does is great. So you got to check it out, because it's definitely gonna be worth it. There'll be several nuggets, I'm sure. And that's what life is, right? A bunch of nuggets all strung together, or pearls.
Absolutely, I guess. Yes, and especially when they're from our girlfriends.
Yeah,
the girlfriends that we love and we know that help us get through things, girls. And it's like getting a little hug every single day. We're gonna love it. So, oh my goodness! So that we are going to be giving away this field guide, the first issue, for free. It's going to be able to go to everybody. We'll have some information about signing up for that soon. Once I get everything all put together, one step at a time.
One step at a time.
One beautiful step at a time. But there is still space for ladies if they want to come and have just a link to a resource or their business in the directory. There is still space for women to do that. And then our next issue, this issue is about navigating change. Next issue is about being a courageous woman entrepreneur.
Ooh.
And then we're going to have a big juicy one on relationships. It's going to be spicy.
Yeah, it will be spicy.
And we'll go from there, just having some fun, ladies. And we're having these tours, the Being Brave tour. And I just love it that I get to be up close and personal with my girlfriends here chatting away. So
lovely.
Come join us. Have some fun.
Come along.
All right. Bye, girls.